What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? Day traders, cloud swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. Hope you guys are feeling a little bit better than the SPY did yesterday. So we did say it could be a big red candle after just gapping up to all-time highs and probably some profit taking wanted to come in. We still had the CPI from yesterday. PPI came in a little late today. We'll see. But we got Alan in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Amy, Anna, Andy, Bill, Brian. Dan's in the house. Good morning to Daniel. Good morning to Frank, Joe, John, Keith, Kevin. Lorna's in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Lou, Lucian, Martina, Michael, Natalie. Good morning to Ray, Sarah. Tim is in the house. Good morning to all my people out in YouTube land. We got Daniel, first one in the YouTube comments. Good morning to you. Good morning to Dana, Real Virtual Demand in the house. Good morning to you. We got B Jal in the house. All my lurkers in the background of YouTube. Just not gonna say nothing all day. It's okay. I still love you. Hit that like and subscribe buttons. But yeah, we'll see if the markets could hang in. I was looking for, and we still have some spots lower we can kind of retest, and we'll see. Maybe we get there. I was thinking maybe we get down into this first spot, 624.50 ish. If we break that, I think reasonably we get to like 623.91. And then 623.61 was a big level. We didn't quite hold it. So the bulls that at a and the way we kind of and I did say it's probably very possible a big red candle. I was like, I don't think I really want to see a bearish engulfing candle. That's essentially what we got. But the next spot is all the way down here. We're still opening, even with this little gap and go for today, still opening below that support that should have held. The way we fell, it was pretty quickly into some of those zones, and then we just kind of chopped here until the end of the day. We just broke down. There was no bulls to be found. So a little bit of a warning sign on the SPY for today. After a big gap up, you had some volume associated with it too. So we'll see. But now we got to get back through all those levels. Yesterday's VPOC is somewhere right around the 624.20 zone. So if we go on a pretty good crazy bullish run, I think that's where we get to. Slight level above it. I think it's a tough one to get to, but it's not too far away. 624.59. If we start getting candles to close above it, then just ignore the bearish engulfing candle. At that point, you're still about 50% retracement in this candle if we're hanging out above it, but now you got a little bit more room, 625.56. We got 620, 628. But now all of the bears, people that took gains, you probably get that FOMO that starts coming, and then we probably see all-time highs. So big level again, huge level, 624.54. Otherwise, even a strong retest today with this gap and go kind of playing out. Let's see if we can start breaking the 624.25. We got chop all up in here though. And then if we open where we're at, we're still technically leaning a little bit bearish, even though the market wants to give us a couple green candles out of the gate. And we'll see if we make a little bit of a further dip down on the SPY. But be careful, not the most bullish candle we've ever seen that came in yesterday. We got the Qs. Qs still looking okay. The Qs look a lot better. Yeah, this is kind of where I thought maybe like the SPY candle could look like yesterday, but obviously we have a retest, two days of buying. You've had massive momentum on this. Big gap up. Every single person is profitable, and you get a retest. We closed pretty much right at that resistance. A little bit of a gap and go, not as big of a gap and go on Qs as it is a SPY today, but it's just really no resistance on SPY until if this market could hold. Let's see if we can hold 556.38. Again, even if we break down, we have a couple levels that could hold us, but I think I would be looking at that one as at least some kind of impressive level. So see if we want to hold that down, hold that. If not, or if we can, then we're looking for about a 558.83 print on the Qs, at least for the retest. Any closing above that, and we're right back to the bullish case. But yeah, I don't really think on Qs we had too much panic. Again, carrying it yesterday by Nvidia, AMD, everything semi-related. Bitcoin. An okay day. Out of all three so far, SPY looks the roughest. Bitcoin, this is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days straight without any pullbacks. We got one candle, looked a little scary as soon as we started getting through this 117,440 zone. Again, we have a lot of room to the downside if we start getting closes underneath it. But for today, we're just kind of hanging out. Even yesterday, they came back in. They got us a close where they had to, right above that support zone. We had that little bounce. That being said, we're also looking at some resistance around this 118,693. So we'll see. Lots and lots of volume on this one. If we start breaking out of this candle, more importantly, that VPOC, which is 119,945, Bitcoin probably flies again. If not, we either just chop here. Look for yesterday's VPOC as that line in the sand. So once 117, 315, kind of a tight trading range for it's wide. And if you're talking those levels with Coca-Cola stock, that's massive. But if you're talking Bitcoin, very tight range, and we'll see if we end up breaking. Either way, right now we're just kind of chopping inside. So we'll let that one play out, and then we'll see if that is a good inverted hammer for a bigger pullback, or we're just going to ignore it and just keep on running in crypto world. First, what I see is Chewy. Chewy is hanging out still. Hmm. Let me just see it where we're sitting on this pullback because it did have a pretty big run so far. Uh, yeah, pretty big run. That is a good bounce off that 618. That's a fair assessment. You have a little bit of a three bar reversal down there as well. The only thing from the first thought that I had is if this is a pullback, this is a wave one, two, three. I think maybe we're starting wave four, probably up into this $41 range, something like that. And I think we need that wave five to come in. So I don't think I think this is a good spot for a trade. I think you can make some money on the way up here on a swing trade basis. But I think I would want to take some profits on this first move. If you could get a 1.2, 1.5. If you could grab a two, great. Depending on how tight this setup is. Um, but I think you have to get that first bounce. I think we need to come down one more time. I don't, knowing that this is a 618, I don't really want to break that down, but if we get some kind of a flash candle, trap candle, hammer, that might be your sign. So for a bigger reversal, I don't think we're there yet. For a potential reversal, I think maybe we're very close, or at least we have good risk reward of the trade. Let's see where we're at on the daily on this. For today, inside day candle. Here's your three bar. Let's go a little Bob Ross and recreate some of these pictures here. So we open this candle right here. This last candle we closed right here. We had price action all the way down here. Tiny little bit of wick over there. So a little bit of a bullish hammers high wave doji over the last 3 days. So not bad. We did no, I don't know if we got the close outside of that previous candle as well. Oh, we did. Yep. So we took out this candle. No, not too much volume on this one. But yep, three bar reversal. We know that's a 618. This could be setting up for a decent swing trade. For today, for a day trade, I don't know. I don't know if I want to play it. We got to get back through yesterday's VPOC somewhere around 38.58. The next resistance, which this one we've been to 38.85. It was a little resistance before, might play it again, but I think we'll get through that one. And then I think your target, if Chewy does want to have a good day, has a gap and go above the price from yesterday too. I don't know. I think I might keep this one on the list. You got 39.14, so I think that would be your max target for the day, unless something crazy happens. But that's probably my target. I'd be leaning toward on this one. I like it better as a swing trade than I do a day trade. But it doesn't mean we can't look to day trade it as well. Looks interesting. All right, let's check out the next one I see is RGTI. Yeah, I think they had some news today, but I forget what it is. Any computing has 2 qubit gate error rate with new systems. So I read it and I still don't know. That's Rigetti Computing has 2 qubit gate error rate. I mean, that's Two is better than one. I guess that's good news. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but the market likes it. It is a really good gap. We've been doing nothing on this one for a while. For the last, I mean, we have the market's kind of just ripping. We're essentially back to the same pricing that we had in January. So if you were buying this stock January 21st, you finally got to break even on this one. You had a few other opportunities you were at break even too, but yeah, kind of hanging out. It looks to me like a little bit of a cup and handle, although this would be at the higher end of this. I'd prefer it somewhere down here. I guess I could make the case that this entire move is just one big cup and handle. That I like better. So yeah, looks like it's probably looking primed to go. Nice little gap. I like the location on this one a lot. So I would have thought that some kind of big resistance on this one, somewhere around $13.59. Market makers, pre-market, after hours, managed to take it up above that already. You're gonna have some levels of resistance on this one. Also, this is a gap and go in the fact that it's just a pure red candle, but even yesterday was a retest gap of the day prior. Both of those inside. I think this one does have a little bit more gap and go to it since that is a pretty down red day. And let's see if we get some momentum in it. A little concerned about the targets on it, but it is a good looking gap. And why do I feel like this is one that does a day like this today? Why do I feel like this kind of May 22nd potential candle? Maybe not that big. Maybe look for this size. July 2nd. And we make it if we could get past $14.17, you could see a day like this, potentially a day like that. But all right, we'll throw that on the list. Looks good. I like that location if it does indeed open there. We got Unity Software. Unity Software, which has been making a decent run so far, and today, no different. Nice little gap on that one. This might be a little bit of a retest, though. Even though, what kind of candle did we get yesterday? Even yesterday was green. We're starting to take out all that. Well, not that we're starting to. We've now taken out all of that volume. So last couple days, we've been just kind of figuring out which way we want to go. I think if this one dips, it's a good buy the dip opportunity, maybe for a longer term basis. Look for like 38.17 is a big target. Obviously, well off the highs on this one. This one broke down and just continued to crush lower, 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 and without any rebound whatsoever. But we've been consolidating here for a long time. Does look like it's trying to start to perk up. I don't know that we get back to what was the high price on this one in the 200s, I think. I don't know that we get there. There's bag holders all throughout this thing. So I think the way up on this one, providing they just don't keep going with some crazy good news that just incentivizes everybody to hold. But I think the way up, you're gonna have some people going, "Hey, I just got to break even after 12 years, 5 years maybe. Let's take some of those gains out and puts pressure all the way up." But other than that, looks good. Earnings have been pretty solid. You have earnings coming out again August 12th, so we have a little bit of time on that one. Um, Let me see what the next resistance is. If we're right at it, this to me probably looks like it ends up fading today. But let's see if we're at any good locations. All right, if we could open pretty much where we're sitting now, somewhere around this 32.10, I'd prefer like 32.11. You might have some room back up to like 32.96, gives you a little extra. But I think you're gonna need a tight setup on this one. Let's put this one a little bit higher. Looks good if you're in there for a swing though. Finally starting to look alive a tad. Amazon, AMZN. We're all over the place on this chart. All right, where are we? Here we go. Amazon is gap and go to the bear side for today. The rest of the market is essentially flat to slight positive. But yeah, a little bit of pullback on this one, nothing too crazy. You did have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. Your initial support on this one, which we've been to already yesterday. We'll see if this one wants to hold it or not. I think it's a little bit easier to break down. So to the downside, I got 225.67. I think we could get past that, and I think your next target to the downside probably about 225.19. And it is a gap and go, so I'd probably have to throw a little bit of slight edge to the bear side, although it's still inside day gap. The closer you can get to a short, if you want to try it in that direction, would be 225.51, but that's going to make it tough because now you're above yesterday's closing price as well. We'll see. I think it's probably a chop day for Amazon with a slight bearish edge from what it looks like right now. And again, if the rest of the market starts to dip, well, this is not a good open for Amazon. But yeah, I don't have a huge sentiment on this one. Yesterday was a retest gap. It did retest. Trend has been bullish longer term, and I think we're kind of just hanging out. So I could honestly go either way on this one. Targets to the higher side if we get some kind of a crazy break. Well, we did run into 226.63. The next target to the higher side gets you a little bit more room. In a swing trade basis, or if we could actually go bullish, you got 228.71 would be your next target. To the downside, I think you'd be looking for like 225.23-ish, something like that to hold for a retrace. Otherwise, you're all the way back to like 23.46. So see if the Bulls want to continue. They've made a nice little run. Looks like we're kind of resting on Amazon for today. Google, Googl. That one looks interesting. Kind of. I like that location. Again, technically, yesterday was a retest gap. I think we actually even closed. Yeah, price actually closed higher than we closed the day before, so we could repaint that as a green candle. That would give us being a little bit more of a retest. Interesting location though. If we could open above probably about 183.48. The bigger problem is we have this monstrosity, lots and lots of volume up in the zone. So if somebody was looking to swing trade this one, um, at any lower level, if you're getting in a 146, 153, 166, I would have to think that this would be a zone that you're targeting for profits. So interesting location for the daily candle open today, but we are starting to get a little heavy. We've had quite a few days green. I think it either has to chop around here for a few days or um, we'll see if we get that little bit of a pullback on it. But you are into, I think, a target zone for some of the previous buyers on this one. So I would be careful on Google, but maybe wait for a bigger pullback from me. Definitely an interesting gap location if it does actually open up there. We got Coin, Coin. Coin and I see Aklo on the list as well. Let's take a look at that next. We got Coinbase is going to be very contingent on Bitcoin. We did see Bitcoin was in a little bit of a chop. If Bitcoin could break either way, I think there's your signal for Coinbase. You do have earnings on Coinbase not too far. Bitcoin has been, well, it's at historic highs or in the range of it. So that probably turns into a good report for Coinbase. If and we've held up in at least the low point, I think of this last quarter was probably $90,000, all the way up to like 120. So the higher Bitcoin is, the more money Coinbase will make. So those earnings might be good, but we are also pretty jacked up here on quite quite jacked up here on price. A lot of that might be pricing in already. Other than that, high wave candle, nothing too crazy. You are gapping above yesterday's open, above yesterday's close, above yesterday's VPOC. You do have a high wave indecision. We're still in the indecision range on this one, and then you have your first resistance at 394.26. So I'd have to put a little slight edge to the bull side on Coinbase, but it has run. You might see a little bit more chop. I'd see if this one at least wants to pull back to 392.50 and then see if that could hold 392.50. If we can stay above it, then I think likely probably this 394.26 breaks, and then we go higher on Coinbase. Otherwise, it has the feeling like it is setting up as a bull trap or some type of just indecision that you might be chopping around in all day. Aklo, unless Bitcoin could break, specifically to the buller side. Aklo is not looking that terrific today in terms of the opening price. If again we got 9 minutes, we'll see where they want to open this thing. But really nice breakout candle that we put in on Monday. A little bit of a retest, resting candle, stayed in the upper third, had a little bit of volume. I'd almost say that this is some type of. I think if you want to swing trade this one, it's not gonna be a day trade, but it has the three bar breakout type play to it. So I think if you want to go bullish above yesterday's high, your stop if this is a, and again, three bar play, so it would have to happen today. But if we break today's or yesterday's high, that's probably how I would look to set it up. Probably be in there for a day or two. Otherwise, not a terrific open where we're opening, so you do kind of want to see us get back above at some point today. It doesn't have to be the open, but some point today you want to get above 60, 80, and then realistically start to climb above 61.13. If you're a little more aggressive, you could probably take something like that also for a trade, but that would get you in and out a little sooner. Question is, out in the money or out in the loss. That's a big difference. So you're kind of jumping the gun a little bit. But we'll see where this one opens. But we're just hanging out. We did have that increased volume. You have that three bar play on it. And essentially, I think you'd just play this candle. But if today comes and goes and we're just still inside, then it's no longer a three bar play. And you'd be pulling those orders off the table. NVIDIA. NVIDIA is, I mean, it's still just beasting, still beast mode. You can't keep Nvidia down no matter what to do. Powerful gap. I would look probably for continuation. I would still look in the bullish direction today. That is quite a good gap that we put in yesterday. And then today, we're almost back to the opening price. Let's see if we get a little selling at open. If we do, as close as you get to 170.88, that's the zone that you're going to want to hold. And again, high wave candle, we might just chop inside day for another day or two before we pick directions. But if I had to pick a direction, I'm gonna have to pick bullish because if I pick bearish at any other time, I would have been incorrect, at least by yesterday. DraftKings, which has been having a nice little quiet little run. It's been looking good. Today, again, inside day. Why do I feel like we're gonna get a lot of this? I think it kind of makes a little sense actually that we get a decent amount of chop today. If you are not familiar with the stock market, they like to make things a little difficult for people. You know, you have some people going, "Hey, we're all-time high." Some of you, I'm already hearing it. Like, we got to pull back eventually, don't we? And then the market keeps going, it gets a little more, and then you get more people on board. And yesterday we have a day where we did go to all-time highs at open and threw in a bearish engulfing candle. So that I think leaves a lot of indecision in the market of do we just go higher from here or is this finally the moment people have actually been waiting for? So I think probably we go higher eventually, but I don't see anything yet. But DraftKings just kind of hanging out for now. Inside day, good location for open. 43.75 target to the higher side takes you to about 44.08. If you could break through that, you probably have your next move up to like 44.56, something like that. But I don't know if we get the momentum in, but it does look like a good gap in a bullish direction for today. APP. And then, yeah, rumors that Jerome Powell might be fired by the end of today. They've figured out a roundabout way to fire him. Reports saying that a congresswoman has been saying that. We'll see how that holds up. I don't think so, but at least some rumors on it. App Lovin is just got to go a little bit more. If we could get it open above 356.49, I think that would look really good. But we have a decent amount of consolidation. Obviously, also good three bar reversal on this one. But yeah, let's get above the VPOC from yesterday, 356.49. We will see. Uh, Otherwise, it's probably just chilling. See if there's a pullback, better spot to buy it. 352.45. Marvell, I know I'm probably missing a bunch of tickers. I'll go back if we finish a list, or if I didn't mention them, just retype them. You got Marvell is, well, we've been down to the zone before. It's not looking great. Um, Yesterday's candle was some selling, but I think it was more profit taking than it was selling. So you got to decipher the two. This one probably, I think, you're at this level. If we could break down, you get a high wave candle. It looks to me like the short direction is the better direction. I don't know how much room you have. 69.66 would be first target. 69.41 next target. And then probably big spot for today. Maybe takes you down to the 68.66. But that's not a great open. We've been here before. We could break this open down. We are now trapping anybody from July 14th. I don't think there's much selling. I think it was more profit taking that came in. So that takes away some of that retest factor. But yeah, we'll see. It looks a little bit rough. We're gonna put this one tad higher on the list as well. Not too many crazy gaps today. Tessie. Uh, Always a complicated one. We're still just in this shop zone. Here's what I absolutely don't like on this one is you now have yesterday's VPOC 314.40. I think if you're going to try to go short, probably the spot. You're going to want your stops above the next couple levels, which is four of them built in. Two of them being somewhere around this 314.82, and then you got your one final one at 316.19. Gap and go for today, still inside day, still in the lower range. It's a very tight range on this one. So to the downside, you got 310.69. The only thing is, that's a lot of resistance above you. We've already hit this one support. We closed at that support yesterday. I think that becomes a little bit easier. And then I think if you're going to get into this trade, you're probably looking to go short down to like 304.79. That is a potential that I think could hit today. But Tessie always a wild card. I would like to see this thing get bought up a little bit higher before going short because I don't know what's going to happen at that 310.83. I just think we have a little bit better of a chance of breaking it down if we get down there today. So we'll see. But it's looking to me still, even with this gap and go, probably leaning to the short side a little bit. We got B, M, and R. Bitmine. Interesting. I don't know if it's doing much because we're gonna have to battle this candle and this candle. So in terms of targets, which I guess is still a decent, yeah, it's still a decent move. These candles are kind of deceiving. Pretty good location. Next target on this one, 51.38. After that, you have plenty of room up till about 58.34. So interesting spot if you want to try to build a base. Start buying some shares if you like it. I still have one spot that has not been retested, so I'm not jumping the gun yet. I'm not. I don't feel like I need to get into this one, but I've been looking at this one. You got 27.01 is a spot that I really like, and that's still about a, from today's open about $20 down if I can get it. That would be a much better. Palantir setting off, AMD setting off alerts that I put on. Other than that, market is open. Everybody needs to blame. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe buttons if you've not done so already. You guys are incredible.